Welcome to Industry TV Network. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. In this video, we'll be touching on the life and times of Nell Carter. Nell Carter was born on September 13, 1948 in Birmingham, Alabama, one of 9 children born to Edna Mae and Horace Hardy. She was born into a Catholic family and raised Presbyterian. Carter later self-identified as Pentecostal and as Jewish. At the age of 2, Carter witnessed her father's electrocution when he stepped on a live power line. As a child, she began singing on a local gospel radio show and was also a member of the church choir. At age 15, she began performing at area coffee houses and later joined the Renaissance Ensemble that played at coffee houses and gay bars. On July 5, 1965, at the age of 16, Hardy was assaulted at gunpoint by a man she knew. She became pregnant as a result of this assault and gave birth to her daughter Tracy the next year. Finding raising a baby alone too difficult, she sent her child to live with her older sister Willie. She later claimed that Tracy was the product of a brief marriage, but she revealed the truth in a 1994 interview. At age 19, Hardy changed her surname to Carter and left Birmingham, Alabama, moving to New York City with the Renaissance Ensemble, where she sang in coffee shops, nightclubs, and bathhouses before landing her first Broadway role in 1971. Carter made her Broadway debut in the 1971 rock opera Soon, which closed after 3 performances. She was the music director for the 1974 West Beth Playwrights Feminist Collective's production of What Time of Night It Is. Carter appeared with Betty Davis in the 1974 stage musical Miss Moffat, based on Davis's earlier film The Corn is Green, but the show closed before reaching Broadway. She became a star from her role in the musical Ain't Misbehaving, for which she won a Tony Award in 1978. Also in 1978, Carter was cast as Effie White in the Broadway musical Dreamgirls, but departed the production during development to take a television role on Ryan's Hope.
Yes? Oh, Nancy? Now that was quick.
I told you I'd be back.
Well, some folks say they do, but they don't.
Not me.
Oh.
Carter became best known to audiences for her lead role in the NBC television series Gimme a Break.
No! The most important thing is having a good stereo.
All right, what about location?
Well, I figured right behind the cash register.
And she's not even blonde.
In which she played a housekeeper for a widowed police chief, Dolph Sweet, and his 3 daughters. The show earned Carter nominations for a Golden Globe and an Emmy Award. A total of 137 episodes of Gimme a Break were produced over a run of 6 seasons, airing from 1981 to 1987. In August 1987, after the cancellation of Gimme a Break, Carter returned to the nightclub circuit with a 5-month national tour with comedian Joan Rivers. In 1989, Carter played the assistant to a banquet hall owner in an unsuccessful pilot for NBC titled Morton's by the Bay, which aired as a one-time special that May. In October, she performed the Star-Spangled Banner before Game 4 of the 1989 World Series in San Francisco. In 1990, Carter starred in the CBS comedy You Take the Kids. The series, which was perceived as the black answer to Roseanne, with its portrayal of a working-class black family, featured Carter as a crass, no-nonsense, mother and wife. You Take the Kids faced poor ratings and reviews and only ran from December 1990 to January 1991. During the early 1990s, Carter appeared in low-budget movies, television specials, and game shows such as Match Game 90 and To Tell the Truth. She co-starred in Hanging with Mr. Cooper from 1993 to 1995. In the mid-1990s, Carter appeared on Broadway in a revival of Annie as Miss Hannigan. She was upset when commercials promoting the show used white actress Marsha Lewis as Miss Hannigan. The producer stated that the commercials, which were created during an earlier production, were too costly to reshoot. However, Carter felt that racism played a part in the decision. She told the New York Post, "Maybe they don't want audiences to know Nell Carter is black. It hurts a lot. I've asked them nicely to stop it. It's insulting to me as a black woman." Carter was later replaced by Sally Struthers. In 2001, Carter appeared as a special guest star on the pilot episode of Reba and continued with the show, making 3 appearances in season 1. The following year, Carter made 2 appearances on Ally McBeal. In 2002, she rehearsed for a production of Raisin, a stage musical based on A Raisin in the Sun in Long Beach, California. She appeared in the 2003 film Swing. Her final on-screen appearance was in the comedy film Back by Midnight, released in 2005. 2 years after her passing, Nell's final recording project was a duet with Jay Levy, produced by Jay Levy for the 1998 Warner Rhino album To Life, songs of Chanukah and other Jewish celebrations. On January 23, 2003, at the age of 54, Carter collapsed and passed away at her home in Beverly Hills. Her son Joshua discovered her body that night. Per a provision in Carter's will, no autopsy was performed. Using blood tests, x-rays, and a cursory physical examination, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office ruled that Carter's death was the likely result of probable arteriosclerotic heart disease, with diabetes a contributing condition. Carter's friend Ann Kaiser inherited her property and custody of her 2 sons. Carter is interred at Hillside Memorial Park Cemetery in Los Angeles. Carter attempted suicide in the early 1980s, and around 1985, she entered a drug detoxification facility to break a long-standing cocaine addiction. Her brother Bernard died of complications from AIDS in 1989. Carter married mathematician and lumber executive George Kronicki, and she converted to Judaism in 1982. She filed for divorce from Kronicki in 1989, and the divorce was finalized in 1992. Carter had 3 children, daughter Tracy and sons Joshua and Daniel. She adopted both Joshua and Daniel as newborns over a 4-month period. She attempted to adopt twice more, but both adoptions failed. In her first attempt, she allowed a young pregnant woman to move into her home with the plan that she would adopt the child, but the mother decided to keep the baby. Carter also had 3 miscarriages. In 1992, Carter had surgery to repair 2 aneurysms. She married Roger Laracoke in June 1992, but divorced him the next year. Carter declared bankruptcy in 1995 and again in 2002. Nell Carter's life was a study in extremes. She endured personal tragedies and chronic health problems. Yet, she achieved a level of success that most young singers and actors only dream of. She knew both the pain of addiction and the triumph of successfully kicking her habits. And while she made great money during her award-winning career, she also knew what it was like to lose everything. Rest in peace, Nell Carter. Peace and love.
The drug with you.
Really?
They show, of course. You're the new star, you know. Hey, have a hit of this.
Now you say they, people in the studio or people on the street?
Just say they.
Okay.
Street and in the studio.
Others have talked about drug problems, but few have been as candid as Nell Carter in this exclusive interview. Nell, who's starting her 4th season on Give Me a Break, revealed for the first time the secret she's kept hidden, even from those closest to her, for over 2 years.
I did cocaine, the same kind that everyone else does in Hollywood. And I didn't want to go on the bandwagon. Number one, I know that right now it's the end thing to get on a cover of something to say, yes, I had a problem. You know, it's the end thing to be the victim. So you have to understand, I had a show with children. I could have lost everything. I jeopardized my marriage, my daughter. I have a very respectable family. I mean, I could not. I have a cousin who, at the time, was mayor, and she was on the council for the president. I could have destroyed all these people.
Hit it, guys. Our day will come.
From the age of 6, when Nell stood on the front porch of her home in Birmingham, Alabama, singing Bible hymns, she wanted to be a performer. Her early determination led her to Broadway, where she appeared in several shows before winning a Tony for her performance in Ain't Misbehavin'. Give Me a Break was, in fact, her biggest break. But in the 2nd season, Nell started using drugs to relieve the pressures of starring in a weekly television series.
I've heard the story so many times from so many famous people that the world thinks has everything, and you hear about the anguish, the unhappiness.
You don't know what unhappiness is. Being unhappy and being on cocaine is being afraid to answer the door. The phone rings, and you know the police are coming to raid your home. It no longer becomes a home. You find one room. You stay in that one room, and it's usually dark. You usually have music going. You usually have your television going, but you don't get on the phone. And then you try to crash, and you have to get up in the morning, which intends means you have to have a swig of booze to get you together, come to work. Then in the middle of the day, you have to start it all over again, and then you spray in your mouth so the children won't know. And you realize, I don't want to live like this. Help me, and you can't get out of it. You can't. You just can't get out of it.
It wasn't until the drugs began to affect her work and her relationship with her husband that Nell recognized how serious the problem was. Finally, in late 1982, Nell hit bottom, and she reached out for help.
My friend Joel Thurn.
Oh, yes. Yeah, very fine man.
Joel came and got me, wrapped me in my mink coat, put me in a limo, drove me to the basement. I will not tell you which hospital, but it was not Cedars. Put me on an assumed name, and I was in solid until I got well.
You were going to say you were in solitary confinement? I mean, what they have?
Sort of, yeah. Because I had to break it.